It's been since October that we've been living in Daisy, and what better place to be than Yosemite?
We're having evening barbecues and everyone's going on their own adventures and we're meeting up and jumping in the river, and it's just a good place to
kick it.
Yeah, it's just the best. My name is Josh and I grew up in Western North Carolina. I work for a company. We design adventure elements and suspension bridges.
I'm Chanelle. I was born and raised in LA, and I'm a freelance illustrator.
Being right now in a position where we have the ability to kind of work anywhere, which is a big privilege. About a year ago, we decided that this would be a cool thing that we could do together. Daisy is the fourth thing on wheels that I've lived in. This one was the first that was designed after I met Chanelle for kind of a couple, and so it was important that we had a space that, we could both sleep in, where there's two desks, so we could both independently work our jobs, as well as everything that we need to live on the day-to-day. Making it from scratch allowed us to make it really perfect for us, whereas if you buy one that's already prefabbed, a flatbed camper, they start at like $40,000 for the shell, and it's just super expensive, and it's going to be even smaller than what we have here. So with that, we got the truck, middle of Virginia. We paid $16,000 for 2010 Tundra because you want to have a full-size bed above the cab. So first I had to figure out the material that was right to use. And so it's 50-52 aluminum. I think it was it 16 gauge? But it's super thin. It took about 6 weeks to design the shell and to build the truck bed. From there, I went and picked up the 27 different panels and started welding. And it took about another month and a half to assemble the shell. So it's permanently locked in so you can't move it. And then it took a month to build out the inside. But also I was working full time. And so it was really hard to mentally make sure that we had everything just checked off so that it wasn't going to fly away. All in all, it was about 4 months. It's more like a sailboat than it is a house. Like if you're designing a house, you got to think about wind loads and things like this. But when you're designing a camper, you have sustained 70-mile-an-hour winds all the time. And it's got to be super waterproof. If you hit bumps, everything's going to shift. And so there's a lot of considerations. We have the whole galleys on these sailboat latches, which is pretty fun. Everything's got to be able to lock. The weight was really important because Tundras only have a payload of 1,700 pounds. So it's 800 pounds just for the shell. And then all the weight that we put into it had to be really, really evenly distributed because we have like a 300-pound water tank. And so we've got 30 gallons of pressurized water, and we've got the propane stove and then a fridge. From there, everything else is just seeing how minimal we could be. Like we have an outdoor shower. Our bookshelf is like this big. You get a book, you give one away. Trying to be as least materialistic as possible. And when you're in a small space, it kind of forces you to, ideally, we own very few things, but they're all really quality things. The finish was important because when you look at it from the outside, aluminum was a really necessary material functionally because I really wanted to have this warm finish inside of it and make it feel like we had this little cabin on wheels that was also functional.
My favorite bits are the standing desk. I stand 90% of the time for my work, so I really wanted that to be in the design.
Mm-hmm.
Starlink on the roof, storage space for...
I like guitars and skis.
Yeah, surfboards on the roof, crash pad in the front.
Being able to stretch and then wake up in the morning and then have some room to move around was really important because if it's a rainy day, making sure that we're just not in a total cave. And then plenty of natural light as well. It's a polycarbonate window. It's a lot more durable than acrylic. It's what they make riot shields out of. And so it could be any shape that we wanted. And so actually that circle was really fun. I would say the amount of man hours is the thing that would cost the most. But as far as sheer materials, the aluminum was definitely the biggest cost. And then we used 1/4-inch birch plywood, which is affordable, but it's also it's a nice material. But then a lot of pine as well. Pine is really affordable. I would probably say, including time, that it's a $60,000 camper. But then the material cost all in is $38,000 to do this. And
we split it up, so it's easier to do as a couple, 50-50. I really like the exploration facet of van life, being able to be light and loose and travel while working full-time feels very special. Also, the people we meet along the way. The filter of climbing out here is a great one for bumping into like-minded folks all the time.
We've climbed a lot since we built the truck. That's been a really fun thing to do together because when you're climbing as a partnership, if there's a really hard pitch, it's a really cool bonding exercise.
A positive lesson learned on the road is you really don't need much to be content. Then since we have a small space, we have few things, and it keeps us simpler in mind, body, and spirit.
That's the whole point of being here, is like having as close of a relationship to nature as possible, and all of the silly like objects are just tools to get to explore outside in different ways.
This truck is a Swiss Army knife for fun.